A Complete Streets Fund for Alberta Municipalities, written by Conrad Nobert, narrated by Rachel Amores. Complete streets are increasingly being adopted by Canadian municipalities. They are streets that incorporate all transportation modes, including walking, cycling, transit, and driving. They create more livable neighborhoods that encourage people to travel by foot, bicycle, and transit. When a street is redesigned into a complete street, the following elements might be included. Curb extensions. Curb extensions are curbs that extend into the parking lane to provide pedestrian space. They increase the overall visibility of pedestrians by aligning them with the parking lane and reducing the crossing distance. Here are a couple of examples. The curb extension on the left provides a pleasant space for people to linger, while at the same time decreasing walking distance across the street and making people more visible to motorists before they begin to cross. The one on the right provides the same benefits on a much busier street. Finally, an example from Montreal. The redesigned street has a completely different feel, mostly achieved by extending the curb into the parking lane. Although some parking was lost, no lanes of vehicle travel were sacrificed during the transformation. Complete Streets design also includes narrower lanes. Narrow lane width combined with other livable street elements of urban areas result in less aggressive driving and the ability to slow or stop a vehicle over shorter distances to avoid a collision. This example illustrates how narrower lanes can give a street that slow drive feel. Transforming a street by making it complete involves intensive design work and the inclusion of many different elements. Besides narrower lanes and curb extensions, these include segregated bike lanes, strategically placed trees, raised intersections, different intersection signalization, and signage. Complete streets provide benefits to the communities in which they are built. These include healthier residents. A study by the City of Toronto found that complete streets are beneficial to health due to increased physical activity, increased traffic safety, better air quality, lowered body weight, and improved physical, mental, and social health. Benefits also include healthier businesses. A Transport Canada report found that safe, convenient, and attractive pedestrian amenities boost pedestrian traffic by up to 40%, which can in turn boost retail sales along commercial streets by between 10 and 25%. Finally, the benefits include saving money. For the province, the money saved includes inactivity-related healthcare costs and collision-related healthcare costs. Now that you've learned a little bit about complete streets, we'll get back to the purpose of this slideshow. We are recommending that the Alberta government establish a capital fund of $30 million per year, accessible by municipalities, to fund the redesign and reconstruction of streets in urban areas so that they conform to Complete Streets guidelines. Why are we recommending $30 million? $30 million would allow Edmonton and Calgary to each design and construct 2 medium-sized projects per year at $5 million per project, with a $10 million left for Red Deer and other municipalities. The Complete Streets Capital Fund would stimulate the economy. including the knowledge economy due to its emphasis on design work. It would provide quantifiable return on investment due to healthcare savings from reduced collisions. Harder to measure, yet very real savings come from increased physical activity of nearby residents. It would stimulate local economies through increased retail spending, and it would strengthen communities by creating safe, attractive spaces that draw people of all ages out of their cars. Let's talk about a possible case study for this capital fund. White Avenue is a 15-block strip that forms the heart of Edmonton's most walkable area, Old Strathcona. Over the past 10 years, 192 vulnerable users, a classification which includes people on bike or on foot, have been hit by cars and injured or killed. One very conservative estimate of the cost to Alberta's healthcare system of these collisions puts them at about $185,000 per year. If a $5 million complete streets redesign reduced collisions by 80%, about $150,000 per year would be saved. The return on investment, taking only Alberta Health Services savings into account, is a healthy 3%. Of course, this return on investment reflects a narrow view of savings. Does not include municipal savings to policing and firefighting and damage to municipal infrastructure, provincial medical costs for car-on-car collision injuries, this is a big number, and of course, pain and suffering and loss of life. The last slide vastly underestimates the full savings of making White Avenue a complete street if all social costs are accounted for. According to cost estimates made by one study by Transport Canada, the amount of money in social costs avoided by a White Avenue redesign could be $4 million a year, which would be a return on investment of 80%. Here is a piece of White Avenue as it currently exists. Viewed from above, it is designed to move vehicles through the area as quickly as possible. It has wide lanes and people on foot have a long distance to cover when they cross the street. In the after view, the narrower lanes and curb extensions give the avenue a constrained feel, something that leads to slower speeds and a higher degree of driver attention. Furthermore, people walking across the street are exposed to the danger of vehicular traffic over a shorter distance, and they are more visible to drivers when they begin crossing, since they are much further into the lane and several inches higher. Here is a perspective view of White Avenue as it now stands. And after. The after design is somewhere that shares space with cars rather than being dominated by them. White Avenue is just one example of many streets all over Alberta that could benefit on many levels from being rebuilt as complete streets. Municipalities just need the right incentives. From a communications point of view, we recommend focusing on the following benefits of this Complete Streets Capital Fund. This initiative is all about saving lives, protecting vulnerable road users, safety, and saving healthcare dollars. It is a proactive investment in our healthcare system. There are so many benefits to a complete street, from health benefits to cost savings to environmental stewardship, but the most important one is quality of life. Building streets that feel safe and comfortable to walk and bike on, while still allowing for the convenience of the automobile, would benefit so many municipalities in Alberta. We urge the NDP government to make the Complete Streets Capital Fund a core plank in its inaugural 2015 budget. Thank you for your time. Please direct any inquiries to conrad.nobear@gmail.com.